Good evening, everybody. Welcome inside what should be a beautiful, beautiful evening of football here at the Germantown Super Site. It's LaSalle College High School football here in 2019. Bob Long, Rob Stott, so happy to be alongside, and we're going to welcome you now into our office for the evening. Rob, another year of LaSalle football. This is going to be a good one. It's a schedule that looks very similar to last year, starting off with a state runner-up at the 5A level. Imhotep, a tremendous program year after year. This should be fun here tonight.
Always a good year. Happy to be back, Bob. Excited to be doing year 5, I think this is. So it's been a good run. Happy to get back to it. And, yeah, no big changes to the schedule this year, which is maybe comforting for some of these guys. They get to see some of these same teams, same players, that they got to play against last year, and we'll see how it goes. And they don't start out. We don't need no stinking preseason. We get started with a really top-flight matchup here this year with Imhotep. So looking forward to seeing what these Explorers can come out and do week 1.
Well, no big changes to the schedule, sure, but big changes to the team. Certainly this LaSalle team with Jack Machida at quarterback, it's exciting to see what he can do, hopefully with a full year ahead of himself. Obviously got injured just 2 games into last year. Sean Daly had to come on in his place, and that's something that's going to be important for them to have this year. That continuity at the quarterback position with Jalen DeVos at running back as well. Sam Brown coming in his sophomore year. He's a guy who's absolutely spectacular. And then at the wide receiver position, Liam Kennedy, Rob Tatum, those are 2 guys that I am really looking forward to seeing here this evening. What are they going to be able to do at Z and X respectively? And in terms of rushing the ball downhill, what are they going to be able to do against this stout defensive line for Imhotep?
Well, yeah, that's one of the, they got a lot of talent, the Explorers do, on the offensive side of the ball. A lot of strong rotation, I think, at running back, kind of like we saw last year. Reminds me a lot of the Eagles. Who that top flight running back ends up being, we'll see if they even go that route and kind of just give it to who has the hot hand. But should be fun to watch this offense all year long. Against a young but very talented and highly regarded Imhotep team. It'll be interesting to see how they handle this week 1. Offense. We always say it comes down to those trenches, right? So we'll see how those battles go, what this offensive line can do. It's going to be a tough test for them, but I like their chances here week 1.
And for Imhotep, it's really going to be a battle of guys that can really muck it up in both sides of the trenches. You mentioned, Talik Robbins, a big guy, 52. We remember him. He had a big game last year. He plays on both sides, both at tackle and at defensive end, so that's going to be big for them. But the big guy I really want to talk about is the little guy, Deshaun Seals. He is absolutely electric with the football in his hands. He can run the jet sweep. He can take the ball to the house. Rob, they actually have to replace their top 5 receivers from last year and ball carriers as well, and I think that's going to be interesting, but Deshaun Seals, the guy that's going to make the difference.
Yeah, they have a lot of guys that went a lot of places and did a lot of things for them last year, but it's the nature of high school football, right? It's next man up, next class up, and this roster up and down, we kind of got glimpses of it, I think, last year, seeing some of the younger guys work in and do some things, and it's going to be a tough task for this Explorers defense, but just got to stay on top of it and keep your man in front of you.
From our office here to the field, we'll take you down right now. And Mara Long on camera, so happy that she's with us here as well. Brand new season, brand new equipment here with Bob Long Sports, and so excited to bring this all to you here this evening. The Explorers dressed in the road white uniforms, back deep to receive Liam Kennedy, number 5, alongside Eric Ford, a defensive back, number 3.
The Explorers going to get the ball to start the season here, so we'll get a early glimpse at what Jack Machida can do. His first return to action since that injury last year, so I'm sure he's get an early chance to get those jitters out here to start the season.
And for Imhotep, dressed in the reds, it's a toe ball coming from Shafiq Smith. We'll see a lot of him in different areas. Here's Liam Kennedy. He brings it right up the middle. He's got some room and is out to the 35-yard line. That is where the Machida season will start here for LaSalle. Well documented. Hurt just 2 games into last year. Sean Daly had to come in. Wasn't really something he was expecting to do. Did a great job to keep the LaSalle Explorers in that season. Got all the way to the 4th quarter with a lead against St. Joe's Prep in the PCL final. But Jack Machida was just sitting there knowing that this was going to be his time. He's recovered. He's stronger than he was last year. And the coaches have a lot of expectations for him. He's joined by Sam Brown in the backfield. Machida with a handoff. Here's Sam Brown. He stood up. That's a great defensive play by Talik Burton, the sophomore. No gain.
And we mentioned those battles in the trenches. That one, first round, first salvo won there by Imhotep. Just all kinds of pressure up off of that right side of the line and just unable to find any room for Sam Brown.
Machida. He takes the shotgun snap, fires it. Nearly a one-handed catch, but Sam Brown could not bring it in.
And that time already, you're seeing kind of the rotation, what LaSalle wants to do here with their backfield, kind of putting guys, they got a lot of talent all over the field in the skill positions, and that time Brown lined up in the slot. Looked like it was Kennedy behind him, or Jalen DeVos possibly behind Machida, so getting guys all around the field and trying to get everyone involved in this offense.
3rd down, 10 to go. Machida looks the whole way, finds Kennedy. And we do have a catch. It looks like just going to be about a yard short. 9-yard gain on 3rd and 10. Decision time here for LaSalle.
Well, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a hard one because they are keeping the offense on the field. Rolling the dice early here are the Explorers in the season. First drive and 4th and 1, and they are going for it right at their own 44. I like the call. You know me.
Riverboat Rob back here for another year in 2019. Sam Brown, the deep back. You expect they give it to him downhill here.
Hard
had a guy
there.
jump. Didn't snap the ball, though, and he got back into an onside position. And now they do jump a second time. That induces contact, and it's encroachment against Imhotep that will give LaSalle a 1st down.
That was a strong hard count by Machida. Got me to jump from up here. I was ready to go. Did enough to pull Imhotep off sides, and huge 1st down. First down of the year for the Explorers, and that was all Machida.
As you look back there, perhaps they weren't actually going to snap that ball after all. You can take the 5-yard penalty given the field position at that point. A good call there by the offensive coordinator, Joe Wade. Now a quick snap. Screen to the outside. A pretty good catch there by Sam Brown. But it is a drop for they drop him for a 6-yard loss. Again, that 6-yard loss, sure, but that was close to could be a lateral. You just want to wrap that up.
Exactly what I was going to say, because from this angle, it looks like if he missed it, that was a backwards pass, and Imhotep could have been all over it going the other way.
Second down, 16 to go. We tick under 10 minutes to play here in the first, and they're going to blow this one dead. Laundry on the field.
So we got through that first set of downs, and now these first 2 plays of second set not looking so hot for the Explorers. Presuming this, oh, no, I was going to say, presuming that was a false start, but they're going to get them with the encroachment. So that loss essentially washed out, minus the down.
2nd down and 10. Ball at the 49-yard line of LaSalle. LaSalle dressed in the whites with the gold helmets. Imhotep, all red for the Panthers.
A little color rush.
Machida onto his second read. Now he tucks it. Takes a big hit. Ball is lost, but he was down first. Official right there on the play. A gain of 3 and a big lick taken by the quarterback, Jack Machida.
Yeah, first shot was okay to take him down. It was that second shot as he's going down. Machida got to learn to take care of himself a little bit. That was you don't want to see your quarterback take those kinds of hits, especially early in the season, first drive of the season. But really found no other option there. Decided to tuck and run it and at least get some positive yards for the Explorers.
And yes, our first replay coverage here of the 2019 season on Bob Long Sports. Excited to bring that to you.
Getting fancy.
3rd down and 7. Machida running out of time, taken down. Big loss there. And Imhotep gets off the field.
That, a little bit of soft, line work there, but it was also strong coverage on the outside. Machida had nowhere to go with that ball, so, decided to tuck and run again. Didn't have, as we said, many options, and result of the play there is a strong sack by Imhotep.
a senior, Jake Gandolfo, who's had a tremendous career. He'll be punting and kicking this year for LaSalle. That one angled towards the sideline, takes a great hop inside the 20-yard line to the 16. And that's where Jalen Sutton Christian, the starter from last year, won a quarterback battle last year. This year, it's all his job, Rob. He had a great season, 9 touchdowns, and he havocked a lot of defenses on way to an 11-3 campaign here for Imhotep.
Yeah, and I kind of remember that at the beginning of, or that early season game. It seemed like, they were still trying to figure their way out, end up being his job. And I think we said, what'd you say, state runner-up to end the year. So
that's right.
Guy that's looking really excited to come into this year with a full campaign ahead of him and see what he can do.
And that one came from the umpire, so that looks like he's counting it off like it's 12 men.
And one Explorer is running off the field.
Yep, and it's 12 men against LaSalle. An illegal substitution. And as a result, it's going to be 1st and 5 here for Imhotep. So as I mentioned in the open, Imhotep replacing their top 5 rushers from last year, Tyke Smith, Symir Williams, Kadarius Sampson, Carl Jones, and Demir Green. Here's Sutton Christian on 1st down, rolling and now takes off with it. Ball is loose and he comes back up with it. Dylan Trainer, we're going to say that name a lot this year, Rob.
Sure
a 2-time captain and a tremendous linebacker here for this LaSalle team.
Sure are, as you said, and a guy that really stepped up big last year for this Explorers team on defense, made a lot of big plays, seemed to always be at the center of the action on defense, and first opportunity here this year and forces a fumble. Fortunate that Imhotep does fall right on it, but nice play by Trainer.
And it was for no gain, 2nd down and 5. Here's the give inside, cutting back right to the line to gain. That's St. McLeod. We'll see him on the defensive side of the football as well. One of their star defensive backs that have many offers from multiple Division I schools. And we're going to see both him and Will Robinson, the sophomore, coming out of the backfield tonight for Imhotep.
And a little fast-paced no-huddle action here, but
too fast that time for the home team. False start called against the right tackle, 5-yard penalty.
A lot of early season type penalties here to start the both drives for these teams. Some movements, pre-snap infractions, and like we said, it's first season of the game, so you expect some of that, but
clock ticks now
against Imhotep. Sorry, Bob.
That's okay. Under 7 minutes to play here in a scoreless first quarter. It's Imhotep with their first offensive drive. The handoff is to McLeod. Big tackle there. Abdul Carter gets in there and makes the hit.
A nice job busting through the line by Abdul Carter. Another name, young kid for LaSalle, sophomore linebacker, running back. We saw him really get most of his action last year at running back, so nice to see him. And towards the end of the year, I think we saw a lot more on defense for him too. So nice to see him break through the line there and bust that run up before it was able to really get anywhere. Just a short gain for Imhotep.
Jalen Sutton Christian now waves Will Robinson into the game for the first time to the outside. So an empty set as Sutton Christian steps up in the pocket, throws on the run. Good catch there, and he makes one miss. That's Deshaun Seals off to the races. Cuts it back and now steps out of bounds at the 32, and that is what he can do.
That was a nice play by Sutton Christian. Had a lot of pressure coming from the outside, recognized that, steps up, makes the throw across the middle, and just an excellent turn and run by Seals to duck a potential tackle right at the line to gain and turn that into a very big gain.
Here's the handoff to Will Robinson. Patience there, doesn't get him anything. And 3 Explorers in there, Dylan Trainer, along with Timothy Barrett and Ryan Savage.
That was another no-huddle, get up to the line and try to make something, catch this defense while they're on their heels, but, a nice veteran presence like Trainer isn't going to let that happen, breaking that play up before it got anywhere.
Second down and 10, 5:31 to play here in the first quarter. And a fumbled snap. Forced to go down on it was Jalen Sutton Christian. The ball came in between McLeod and Sutton Christian, and there was some confusion there.
Lucky to fall on that. Looks like quarterback Sutton Christian just took his eye off the snap, didn't see it all the way into his hands. And
it's Enfi Wooten, Rob, a sophomore center, and we saw last week at their scrimmage there were some issues with the snap. Wooten there, the sophomore, Derek Monk, the junior at right guard, who occasionally will snap the ball. Something to keep an eye on here in the early part of this season, week 0 in the high school football season. Sutton Christian steps up. Can't make it, one miss. Timothy Barrett in there on the stop. Big play there.
Nice job on third down by Barrett there to get through the line. Really just a slap tackle, it looked like. Just got a hand on his man, getting off his block, and the slippery Sutton Christian didn't let him get away. And that's a big play on third down for the Explorers.
Now it'll be Shafiq Smith to punt it deep to LaSalle. Brad Vesby deep to return. One of our all-time favorites here on Bob Long Sports. Decent punt. Sal's got to get away from that one. And that'll bounce down inside the 15-yard line, and that's an effective punt, though not the prettiest, from Shafiq Smith.
On Vesby, while on the subject, a guy that, used to call the little engine that could. He was a little man, but looking at this stat line on him now, 5'9", 175. No longer a little man, Bob.
No, he is not. And
Still
a senior,
a fan
one of the
favorite.
leaders of this team, a guy that will split some carries in the backfield with Jalen DeVos, more of a power back. Sam Brown, a guy that can kick it to the outside, and Brett Vesby, a really good change-up back.
Nice to see that he got the growth spurt that I never did in high school.
Served you well as a big-time wrestler, though.
Sure did.
I am sure.
We'll go with that.
The give is to Sam Brown up the middle. Run for about 2 yards. Another look. Rob, they like to go with that pistol-type formation with the running back directly behind the quarterback who stands a couple yards behind the center and taking a shotgun-type snap.
They do. And, it's something, obviously, today in high school football, you don't see much of the up-under center anymore. Really at any level almost, essentially. But that's just something I can't get used to because you're setting the running back further back behind the shotgun, so you're giving him 6-7 yards before he even gets back to the line of scrimmage. And for whatever reason, it's the trend these days.
Whistled on the play. No flag, I don't believe. I believe a timeout would have been called. And now the official will come over and have a conversation with Coach Nick Lincoln. And it was offside, so didn't see the laundry, but it was indeed on the field there. It'll be 2nd down and 4 coming up for LaSalle.
This opportunity, a couple chances here to pick up just a few yards for these Explorers.
It's been very conservative early on here for LaSalle, the offensive play call. We're already under 3 minutes to play in a scoreless first quarter. Live from the Germantown Super site, Jalen DeVos takes the jet sweep, and no, sir. Just a rush outside, and the defensive end for Imhotep did not let him get the edge.
This defensive line for Imhotep so far causing all kinds of problems for the Explorers. They're just getting off of their blocks, getting through the line quick, and able to just break up anything in this backfield. We already seen them push Machida outside the pocket a few times already, so just able to get through this offensive line a little too easily so far, these first 2 drives of the game.
And that's Eni White, the sophomore. Tall with long arms, a tremendous body for a defensive end here at the high school level. Now 3rd and 8, Machida over the middle, and that's behind the intended receiver, number 17, Gavin Daly. Daly, the brother of Sean Daly, who was the do-it-all wide receiver last year. But then he also had to play quarterback for the vast majority of the season, of course.
Couple of family connections here, too. So you mentioned the Dalys. You got Jack and brother Justin Machida on the roster as well. So wide receiver, maybe see that connection some point this year.
That is a booming punt. Brings Seals to the other side of midfield. He has a lane to the outside. Two huge blocks there by Imhotep. And Seals makes another one miss at the 25-yard line. And the Imhotep players on the special teams there, Rob, a great job of getting in front of the LaSalle players to prevent what would have been a block in the back.
Yeah,
and really set up Seals for success.
Yeah, it was just two great blocks there by the Imhotep special teams that really opened that up. It's guys that had a clear line on the returner and just unable to get to him because of those, basically the return team staying in their lanes and creating the seals and opening that hole.
Jalen Sutton Christian in the shotgun. Another poor snap. And a big hit there. Dylan Traynor takes down the running back number 3, St. McLeod. But I think fortunate, Rob, to get anything there.
Yeah, Traynor obviously making a big play there, but, didn't really get off to a great start. The, again, low snap, something, as you said, Bob, we'll be keeping an eye on all game long here, see if that can improve it all. But just unable to go anywhere was McLeod after having to wait a little bit, just a split second extra for that ball to get in his arms.
1:05 to play here in the first quarter, still scoreless from the Germantown Super Site. Another poor snaps, and McLeod comes up with it, and LaSalle all over him. That's a loss of 3, and back behind the chains, it'll be 3rd down and 12.
Abdul Carter and Savage just getting through again, just another awkward snap and then just an awkward handoff, and not looking good there the first 2 plays of this drive after what was a good return to set them up. So see what Imhotep does here on 3rd and long.
They'll get at least one more snap here before the end of the first quarter. We're ticking under 30 seconds now to play. Imhotep in the home reds. LaSalle, road whites with the gold pants and gold helmets. Will Robinson back into the game alongside Jalen Sutton Christian, the quarterback, who takes the shotgun snap. Steps up in the pocket, floats one. What a catch there by Deshaun Steele, stepping out of bounds. And that looks to be enough for a first down.
Yep, they're waving the chains forward.
Another look here, Rob.
Wow.
That is unbelievable.
Incredible one-handed grab just to pull that in, throw a little bit far out in front of him, but it didn't matter. Stuck to his hands and able to pick up just enough for the first down.
Clock stopped with 11 seconds left here in the first. They're changing the play here at the line of scrimmage. Trips to the right. Sutton Christian hit hard there again by Dylan Traynor. That's a gain of 4, and that's the end of the first quarter. After 1, still scoreless here from the Germantown Super Sites. We'll switch sides and come right back.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
One of the most important relationships a business can have is with its commercial banker. This is Bob Long, and when I'm not broadcasting sports, I'm servicing my clients and building relationships with prospective clients. Whether now is the time to grow through... Welcome back inside the Germantown Super Site. LaSalle against Imhotep Charter. As Imhotep hands it off to Will Robinson, nothing doing as LaSalle able to pick off the edge and not allow him to get past the line.
maybe just one there. Again, number 4, ends the first quarter, starts the second quarter, just the guy we're going to be calling his number all year long. Really the anchor in the middle of that defense in the linebacking core, Dylan Traynor. Mr. Do-It-All.
It's a big play here for LaSalle. Early stages of the second quarter. And it's 3rd down and 6 from the 10. They need the 4 for a first down.
Ooh.
Keeping it up the middle, untouched to the end zone. Touchdown, Jalen Sutton Christian.
Little read option jet sweep sort of action there. You got a lot of moving parts on this play. Sutton Christian reading that defense, watching them come across. The big hole opens up the middle and just keeps the ball, takes it into the end zone. Little 6-0 lead for Imhotep here early in the second quarter.
Talik Burton, the sophomore, will attempt the point after. 11-11 here to play in the second quarter. That's no good.
Just wide right.
Boy, that's the old toe ball that you learned in soccer. Not always the most accurate, but it goes far. We'd like to also welcome Tyler Kern into the booth for the first time this year. Tyler, welcome, and how are you, my friend?
Great, Bob. Showing up fashionably late as always. Glad to be here.
Hey, listen, you were taking care of some other activities, Bob, long sports related, I'm sure. Keeping the constituents all happy. We appreciate that, but more happy to have you in the box right now.
Yeah, I was actually down running around the Germantown Super Site, advertising Bob Long Sports.
Got a couple laps in while you're at it.
Tuned into Facebook, YouTube. What else you on now, Bob?
Well, we're happy to have you in the booth here today. A 2009 state champion, Tyler Kern, and a 2012 first-team All-Catholic edge rusher. So some pedigree from the LaSalle football program. And a good friend of ours here, Bob and Rob. So good to have you here today.
Appreciate that, Bob. It's a great day to be watching some football.
And this portion
of fall out here.
Yes, this portion of today's game brought to you by Carrie Guerin Boyle, Jim McLaughlin of Carrie Guerin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors, and Jim McLaughlin, LaSalle alumni. His father went to LaSalle, his 3 sons as well. Carrie's family's been here for generations and has a sophomore in the class of 2022. As that one's going to go out of bounds in a legal procedure, that's going to make Carrie and Jim very happy, and good starting field position here for LaSalle. But Jim and Carrie, they've trusted their family to LaSalle. You can trust them, and that they will treat you like a family when buying or selling your home with this real estate team. You can call Jim at 267-242-5991 or Carrie at 267-626-6818 for any real estate questions. Licensed in PA and New Jersey for all of your local needs.
A little late here, Bob, but I will admit that LaSalle offensive line is very large up front.
Large, but they're letting some leaks through here early on.
Right up the middle, that's Gavin Daly. We'll see this from time to time. Not a true Wildcat because he is listed as the backup quarterback on the depth chart, but a guy that brings a little bit more to the table and can be a good change-up to Jack Machida, who occasionally will line up in the receiver spot and let Gavin do that work.
Saying that line, this offense hasn't been able to get much going on the ground. Couple nice plays by Machida. Look to see if they can really get something going here. Now down 6-0.
Machida, and I think that was right into the sun there. Couldn't be caught out there by Liam Kennedy, but judging by the reaction, let's take another look here, guys. It looks like Kennedy may have had trouble seeing this ball, and if you look behind us at that angle, he's looking right into the sun.
You see the shadows. They're coming right towards him and kind of, gets washed out white by that sun.
Yeah, it was a great route run, but you could see it was right in his eyes, and it's so easy to lose it.
No glare guards on these helmets.
Now 3rd down and 5 to go. Good catch there by Jalen DeVos, but he's taken down short of the line to gain. Good defensive play there by number 3, St. McLeod.
Machida was looking. He had that slow walk to the sideline, like, are we doing it? Are we doing it? And the punt team comes on.
It's a shame the Explorers couldn't capitalize with that great field position to start. I see what you mean. They got to get something rolling on the next drive.
St. McLeod being recruited as a defensive back to many schools at the next level, but also just like that will play at the linebacker. And you have that size and speed, it makes it tough to run a little screen like that. And this is brilliance here from Jake Gandolfo. This will roll all the way down to the 15-yard line. And with 9:50 to play in the second, Jalen Sutton Christian will come back onto the field. And we'll take this opportunity to introduce a brand new partner this year, guys. It's our good friends in Ambler, KC's Alley, a tremendous spot to go after the game or even during the game. They're going to be showing LaSalle football games and LaSalle basketball games all year. A very family-friendly place to get half-price apps on certain days, great burger specials throughout the week. So any day, anytime, make KC's Alley your spot to enjoy yourself with your friends and your family.
So should we say hi to the folks there? Is that what you're saying right now?
Say hi.
How's it going? Can't hear you, but I appreciate any response, and thanks for the views.
St. McLeod made one miss, and a shoestring tackle there by the defensive end, Ryan Savage. Saved what could have been a longer gain. That's just 3.
For some reason, I can't make it here for LaSalle football games. I know where I'll be watching them, Bob.
Nice
Tyler
job.
will show up by halftime at KC's Alley, ready to go.
You'll find me in Ambler.
Second down, 7 to get to the line. They need to get to about the 27-yard line for our first down. The motion, and now a drop snap. Jalen Sutton Christian does the smart thing and just falls on it, but that's the 4th not-so-good snap we've seen here today. And, Rob, it was one of the things we talked about coming into it, that Enfi Wooten has had trouble with this as recently as the scrimmage that Imhotep played last week.
It's just, you figured you'd have enough time in practice to do it. Just get that snap up. But that's, like you said, 4 bad snaps now so far, and really the Achilles heel. The only thing not truly working for this offense are, being able to get the ball into the quarterback's hands. Kind of an important part of this.
Third down, 15 to go. Sutton Christian drops back. He's going to take off with it. LaSalle has guys in the area, but Sutton Christian got nearly there. A 10-yard gain. He needed 15. And LaSalle's going to get off the field, but boy, did they have a chance to really pin them deep and get some field position.
Christian is quick.
Or are they?
Yeah, 4th down and 5. Wouldn't this be something? 8:05 to play, deep in their own territory. Sutton Christian.
Maybe trying a little hard count of their own.
And a timeout called. Absolutely right.
Good discipline there by LaSalle, not jumping.
They know.
Yeah, the early season can test you, though. Especially, got the first game jitters and maybe not as disciplined as you'd like to be. But
nice job of them holding their stances, not letting that snap get in their heads. Getting this ball back. They should have excellent field position. We'll see Vespi.
Well, you see where actually you don't see where he is, but he has his heels, Rob, on Imhotep 49-yard line, punting from the 22. So not giving Shafiq Smith a ton of respect there.
Don't think there's any wind either.
They're coming after this one. Nearly got the block. That's a pretty good kick. Vespi, I thought he waited for the fair catch. And now we do get the whistle, and I thought I saw that fair catch signal. Vespi a little sneaky.
That's not a unsportsmanlike penalty, is it? And obviously not. We don't see the flags here. Isn't that somewhere? Am I making that up?
I believe that is the case at the NFL level.
NFL, yep. So lucky for Vespi here, not the case at high school level.
That did blow my mind how far up there he was standing, though. It was, from the 22 to the 49? That was a nice punt.
He had to back himself up a good 7 yards for that catch.
And give Shafiq Smith a lot of credit.
My mistake, I see a ref over here holding a flag.
And he just pointed that the football was going Imhotep's way. That's not correct.
So somewhere along the way, we missed. I don't know if it was.
So I think that might be your personal foul on sportsmanlike, 15-yard penalty. Unless they got the punter. They could have gotten the punter as well. I didn't see that in real time. But
Yeah, if it was on the return, I think that would have been
Yeah, you would think.
assigned after.
So
the
Rob Tatum
kick.
had a pretty good angle, and there may be folks out there watching saying they saw it on the video, but Tatum may have gotten a piece. And another bobbled snap. Jalen Sutton Christian just going to muscle forward for a 1-yard gain. And again, that's now the 5th bobbled snap.
That looked like a actually pretty decent snap.
It
Hit him right
did.
in the hands. That little clap kind of, I don't know, maybe it scares jolts the center or something. I mean, I can hear it up here pretty loud.
The Kyler Murray, huh?
I haven't seen that snap count before.
It's the old Cam Newton, too, in Carolina. He does that same sort of deal.
Yeah, Kyler Murray actually got penalized for it, for a false start, based on not that he clapped, but the way that he clapped. And that was a little bit of an issue. And now we have another flag coming down.
It's going to be on Seals. Looks like a little false start.
So what we've seen is a little bit of sloppiness on both sides here, guys. 7:04 to play, second quarter. Imhotep with a 6-0 lead. And if you guys remember the last year, the opener for LaSalle, Imhotep had a 14-7 lead. Then LaSalle cut it to 14-10 in the fourth quarter. And same type of thing, a little bit of a chess match back and forth. Neither team was quite on their game. And it was Imhotep that ended up pulling away in the final quarter. This is a similar feel. St. McLeod, he's got room there,
man.
delivers a big lick on number 3 for LaSalle, Eric Ford. And Ford now wants to get after it with McLeod.
Having to be held back by Dylan Traynor. Now he's going to get an earful of it from Traynor. Keep his head in this game.
That was about all the number 3s there. That was a
that was a
that was
lick.
a collision.
Nearly halfway home here in the second quarter. Sutton Christian will hand it off to McLeod. He's got room. Through to about the 50-yard line. That's 1 yard more than he needed for the first down, an 8-yard gain. And a new set of downs for Imhotep.
Nice job there by the Imhotep line, opening up that hole. Picking up the first down, and for a drive that we thought was over, all of a sudden Imhotep on the march.
Christian and McLeod are both very explosive players from what I've seen on these runs. Quick, too.
Single back again is McLeod. He can bounce it to the outside. There's a stiff arm. Another good block there. And he's inside the 30-yard line. Another big run and a first down.
Nice job using that arm, holding the tackler off, able to get the edge and turn it upfield, turn the Jets on, and pick up a nice 20, 21-yard gain there.
That was a
first
great
down.
block by Imhotep's number 11, Eni White-So. He really set the edge there and bounced out. Looked like number 9 in LaSalle, Tyson Goldstein.
In the area of what could have been block in the back, but perhaps just got him enough on the side. If we're talking about the same block, I'm not sure if we were. The one
right on the edge here.
Yeah.
It was a nice big gap.
Play action. Savage. Great defensive play there. He's got speed. He's tremendous on the defensive line and is able to take away the edge for Jalen Sutton Christian. That's too good from the big man for LaSalle.
Just a nice job in pursuit there by Savage, able to keep Sutton Christian in front of him and gets a couple help from a couple other explorers.
I think Christian thought he could beat him with his feet, and Savage showed he's quicker than he looks and made a great play.
Read that little cut step real well.
It's a huge loss.
Haven't seen much in the passing game from Imhotep. They haven't really needed it. Seals comes in motion, and it looks like that's going to be another illegal motion. It's going to come from Seals, and there comes the flag.
Second and very long.
And oh, by the way, in the background of that, a bobbled snap. Second down, 25 yards to go, 4:42 to play, second quarter. Here from Germantown Super Site, LaSalle in the whites, Imhotep in the red. The reigning state runners-up, and East Coast represented the state of PA, and Dylan Traynor nearly intercepts it. Cuts in front.
By Traynor.
Traynor knew it, looked immediately at his hands, had that threw the arm out right in the line of the pass, read it the whole way. Oh, just unable to haul that one in.
So LaSalle backed off there. Meacham was up at the line. He backed way into the secondary. And then it was actually a great play by number 9 for LaSalle, Tyson Goldstein, who picked up on that receiver. And then Trainer, who was in zone, able to come across, nearly made the interception.
Just give that quarterback the perception that he had an open man and just disappeared immediately.
Ryan Savage, another shoestring tackle, a gain of just 3. And it's 4th down and 22 here for Imhotep.
Great job by Savage recognizing that and getting back. Like Christian was ready to take off there, had a lot of green in front of him.
Just a little delayed, but now here comes that punt. It's a nice job by this defense to not allow that previous 4th down penalty to come back and bite them.
Only in the name of field position there, Rob.
Yep.
4:12 to play, second quarter. Still 6-0 Imhotep. LaSalle about to get the ball back for the 3rd time.
Looks like we got late substitution here.
Yep, that's Kristen McAdams, the junior. LaSalle, a lot of guys, and they're coming at him. Nearly got it. Line drive kick. Vespi has to make one miss and does. Heads to the outside, cuts back in, and a decent little return there, about 12 yards, gets it out to the 24-yard line.
Nice job by Vespi, this time keeping his arm down. Another line drive kick right at him, able to make a couple men miss and get some okay field position. Start at the, looks like the 25 for LaSalle, and another chance for Machida in this offense to try to make something happen.
Machida has Jalen DeVos alongside him. Kennedy and Daly split out on the near side. Sam Brown in the slot. And Machida, it's a design draw up the middle, stood up, and pushed back there by St. McLeod, but he'll have 12 and a 1st down.
Machida did not go to his knees at all during that play, you know, spinning and wanting to keep running by the end of it, but like you said, Bob, a design run, had the blocker, was running back Brown right in front of him, and just able to take it up. And
it was
it
started with a big hit there, Rob, and by the end they were dancing. To the outside, a little out route, and it's dropped there by Gavin Daly. Nearly had it, just didn't look it in.
Slow, ever so slightly out of sync is this offense right now. I think Machida's got 1 completion on the day so far, but just the timing just isn't there yet.
Can't blame the sun on that one.
Nope.
It's behind the clouds right now.
Yes, as day turns tonight here at the Germantown Super Site, and super night for football, that's for darn sure. It could not be nicer out here. They fake the give, play action, and Machida will take off. He's got room, gets through 2 defenders, and enough for a 1st down.
Using the feet as the quarterback, unafraid to tuck the ball and run and take it on his own, able to pick up 2 big 1st downs here is Machida.
He had the whole defense.
Recognizing the whole, great coverage downfield and just able to use that play action to his advantage and take the space and pick up a 1st down.
Ooh. And another hard count, Jack Machida on his game there tonight. It'll be 1st and 5.
Machida took it upon himself to give this Explorers offense some momentum. And
someone had to.
All of the momentum. But good discipline there by the entire offense. Getting Imhotep to jump off sides there. 5
guys on the defensive line. The 4 linemen and an outside linebacker all came across the line of scrimmage.
The beauty of instant replay.
It's a nice wrinkle, Bob, I got to say.
Yep, and let's thank all the good folks at LaSalle that were able to help us out with this and able to get us this new technology. And excited to be here, excited for a new era of LaSalle football. Let's take an investment to drive operational efficiencies or to leave a legacy through succession planning. I can be a resource to guide you through the process. Bob Long, a commercial banker in the greater Philadelphia area, where my goal is to help your business grow.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of. what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
Right back to it, and up the middle, Jalen DeVos. That's a gain of 9 and a first down for LaSalle.
That line really set the stage there. They opened up a nice big gap for DeVos there, and he made the most of it.
They're feeling it. You got a couple of nice plays strung together, and this is what happens. Momentum on your side, and this offense right now is clicking.
2:27 to play, second quarter. LaSalle with their best drive so far of the night. And it's been all on the ground. Jalen DeVos, the deep back in the pistol. Boy, that was not particularly in sync for LaSalle, but he does get a few on first down.
It's a nice job to pick up a little bit of anything there. It was just awkward looking run, but able to stay positive on the yardage and make this 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6.
I've seen 2nd and 6, Rob. 2nd and 6.
It's those angles, you know. You can't. It's a tough read.
Depth perception.
Here's Sam Brown trying to get to the edge. And a flag comes down. That could be a face mask, perhaps. And then another one comes from the umpire as well. Let's see what we have.
Feels like offsetting, which would be nice because that was a way broken up play that did not go in the Explorers' favor, but feels like some clapping on that side of the field. They're talking to the Explorers coaches, seeing what they want to do.
I think they're going to figure out which penalty LaSalle wants to accept.
So forget my offsetting. It's like
and we're not going to get a signal, but
defensive calamity there for Imhotep.
Maybe that's the new penalty name, huh? If we don't get a symbol, we'll just call it defensive calamity. Thanks, Riverboat Rob. That's good.
Seen interesting parallels between these two offensive drives between Imhotep and LaSalle. LaSalle showing much more discipline, playing much more fundamental football, whereas Imhotep seems to have more talent.
Cutting across the middle, Daly, and he bobbled another one. He was hit at the point of attack there. Couldn't quite hold on to the football. Defensively, Javon McIntyre in there on the play.
Ball was put there by Machida for Daly and just unable to haul it in. Would have been a nice pickup, but
McIntyre, a stud for this Imhotep team. 24 tackles last year. Was the best non-senior in that department and has offers from Tennessee, Maryland, Penn State, and Rutgers, among others.
And these backers, man, reading the preview for Southeastern PA from the Inquirer this year, I think Imhotep's a top 3 rated team. All they could gush about was this young but talented set of defensive backs on Imhotep's side.
Machida bounces to the outside. He's going to be taken down and holds on to the football. Good tackle that time by Jair Blake on the defensive line. And Rob, you're exactly right. These defensive backs for Imhotep are their strength, and that's why they're confident to go 8 in the box with every single defensive play we're going to see. Right? They're confident with those guys to go one-on-one and neutralize some of the talented receivers on the opposition, and that gives the full-on go signal to get after the quarterback.
Yeah, when you know that your defensive backs are going to have, the wide receivers on the other team locked down, they're going to be on them. You can be confident that they're going to be good in coverage. It's going to take a strong throw every time to get the ball in the receiver's hands. You as a defensive front seven, I'm sure feel comfortable and confident enough to just pin your ears back and go.
Yeah, like you were talking about earlier, Rob, it's kind of a chess match. You got to recognize your opponent's weaknesses and strengths, and like we just recognized that the defensive backs are the strengths of the Imhotep's defense.
Timeout on the field with 1:14 to play. Again, want to thank our partners over at Casey's Alley and Ambler. It's going to be the spot to watch LaSalle football all year long. If you can't make it on down, of course we encourage you to make it on down. But on the local games, we're also going to make our way over there after the game. We're going to enjoy ourselves, grab ourselves an appetizer or two, and we encourage the fans to make that your post-game stop. Casey's Alley, late on a Friday or Saturday night, we'll be there after LaSalle football. I know we're about D or E-list celebrities here, guys, but you can come out and meet us.
You know, just 1:14 till halftime. I want to ask. We're right down 309 here at the Germantown Super Site. So
Okay.
if anyone from KC's Alley wants to drive down and sponsor, support us with some drinks at halftime, it would be appreciated.
Yeah, get some water, some Gatorade up in here. It is. No, though not hot, we'll take it. We'll take the nourishment.
Any talks of having a post-game show there, Bob?
Tell you what, we might just have to. Listen, you're the ideas guy.
I only come up with ideas on the air. It's the best time
Puts
to bring
the
them up.
pressure on.
Timeout called by Imhotep there, by the way. 4th down and 9 to go, so they're going to want an opportunity to do this on offense. Interesting, though, will LaSalle kick the field goal, or will they go for this here?
It's a question I was going to pose. You're down 6, so a field goal cuts it to a 1 field goal game. So, we've seen their desire and willingness really to go for it on 4th down. They already have once today, first game of the season. So why not?
Completely depends on the confidence in your kicker. Obviously, Imhotep's defense has become a little more stout as they move down the field. Maybe you've got a design play drawn up for it. It can go either way.
Well, they're talking to Jack Machida over there. Joe Wade having the conversation, and
they're going to pull him off, it looks like.
Yep.
So I was going to say, on the flip side of that argument there is, you're giving the ball back at the halftime, so yeah, make it a 3-point game, but you're putting the ball right back in the hands of Imhotep.
Well, that's a great point. I mean, it's way too early to think about this, but this does, if you can get this one through the uprights, if you're LaSalle, it gets you within a field goal. And that missed
Slight
extra
breeze.
point does come back to hurt them. Jake Gandolfo set to attempt a 37-yarder. Ball is down, kick is up, looks good, is good. Jake Gandolfo hits the bar on the soccer net well behind. Well behind.
That angle here, wow, that was interesting. Looked like it hit the crossbar and came back.
No,
See
that's
it on the
well
replay
through.
here. Yep.
Bingo!
Right on. That is just an ill-placed soccer net.
Completely lined up with our view.
You know what? That's what Tyler was doing before the game. He was setting the
put
soccer
that there,
net up.
didn't you?
That's why he was late.
Unreal. That was a strong boot there for LaSalle. And yeah, nice to see them get on the scoreboard. Cut this to a 3-point game. And
great kick by Gandolfo. Had to deal with a little bit of wind there. Nice. I'm not even sure how far that kick was.
37 yards.
37? Wow.
it's one thing about LaSalle, man. I got to tell you, you always have a strong foot on this team, whether it's for a punting perspective, field goal perspective. I feel like they've had a long lineage of just strong kickers come out of this program.
All the way back, I mean, and I might be missing some guys before him, but I think back to Michael Bennett, who was a tremendous kicker on the state championship winning team, the lefty specialist. Dan Carish was great. Mike Wells had a great career here as well. I don't think that quite takes us back to that year. I might be missing one or two. Gandolfo to kick it deep.
Squibber.
Yeah, it wasn't deep after all. And now here comes Seals. Seals gets one good block, and there's a lot of blockers ahead. Now he cuts up the field, and LaSalle is going to wrap him up at the 41-yard line.
That was quite the block from number 8 on Imhotep, Ramir Stewart. He really just lowered his shoulder pads and heard the pop from up here.
Well, Ramir Stewart, Tyler, is a freshman, and he's a guy that when you watch tape, even last week at the scrimmage, he just pops. He is really, really talented, can do a lot of things, and there are already colleges looking at him.
It's a lot of power behind a freshman.
50 seconds left. They got to go about 40 yards, and they're going the wrong direction. Jalen Sutton Christian has to fall on it to 25. What is that, 7 or 8?
I was going to say, I think it's the seventh snap.
They've essentially kneeled the ball, just with a much bigger loss.
LaSalle now taking the timeout.
Okay.
None left for Imhotep. LaSalle, I believe that takes them down to 1.
Down to 2. Down to 2. Oh, just 1. You're right. Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, Imhotep now, I guess we're either going to see them really open it up or decide that a 2nd and 25 is not something they really want to try to handle here, with 37 seconds before the half.
Well, sure, yeah. Interesting situationally, right? Because with a 25-second play clock, LaSalle could call the timeout after 3 to 4 seconds of playing there. And so now you're down to, let's just say, 33. And then you run another 3-second play, 4-second play, and then a 25. You're down to about 10 seconds by the time you're punting the ball. So LaSalle could get the ball back. So let's see how aggressive Imhotep is. Sutton Christian launches one, and now you're going to allow LaSalle to call that last timeout. That stops the clock, obviously, there at 32.3. So now anything that occurs on this play, LaSalle can call the timeout.
Really, that play call there, how the result of the play, worst-case scenario for Imhotep if you're trying to run time off the clock. So like you said, Bob, LaSalle definitely, barring a miraculous first down pickup here, going to get the ball back and have a chance to do something.
Let's be real here. The call itself, but then the decision by Sutton Christian, cover 2 defense, the defensive back playing off at the line, and now you have double coverage essentially there that he's throwing into. And so now LaSalle's going to be able to burn that last time out. It's called with 27 seconds left. And again, punting issues for Imhotep. Shafiq Smith has had a few good ones, but he can kick it off the toe at times. We've seen the kickoffs not go well for him. Anything can really happen.
So I'm sure maybe a different long snapper in there for Imhotep, but snaps have been an issue all day too. We'll see how that gets handled on this punt.
Interesting with these snap issues. I'd be, if I was Imhotep, I think I would eliminate the shotgun until those issues were figured out, because those are killing their drives. I mean, I understand the benefits of shotgun, but if it's losing you 12 to 15 yards on the 5 or 6 spot snaps we've seen, I think I would move away until those issues get fixed.
Shafiq Smith will punt. Brad Vespi back deep to return. They nearly got that one as well. That's a pretty good punt. And again, fair catch called. Vespi takes it with his heels on the 42. 21 seconds left, and LaSalle can take a few shots.
Now an opportunity. We haven't really seen Machida open it up and use that arm. If there was ever going to be a time, it's right now. Obviously, high school, similar to college, you get the clock stoppage after first downs are picked up. So essentially the entire field open to him at this point. We'll see what LaSalle comes out here. Just over 20 ticks left in this first half.
I'm going to be keeping my eye on Rob Tatum, number 13 on LaSalle, for the rest of these punts. He's getting close every time, like fingertips away.
Keep an eye on him now. He's split out wide. He's got the most size of this wide receiver core. And LaSalle's going to look to take a shot. Here's Machida, gets a pretty good block, gets to step into the throw over the top. And boy, Rob Tatum thought that was a rush play. He was out there blocking number 4, Cameron Jackson, who's trying to make an interception.
A nice job by the line there, really sealing their blocks, allowing Machida to bootleg out our way and give him time to get that ball downfield. Just not the best pass in the world. Tatum wasn't looking for the ball.
Possibly a bit of offensive pass interference there, too. And number 4 on Imhotep was looking for it, Cameron Jackson.
Second down, 10 yards to go, but really the issue, the clock, 14.6. LaSalle has a good kicker with a good leg, just needs some yards, and here's a hook and ladder, and now it's fumbled. Opportunity here. He's going to go to the house. That one's fumbled, still called loose, out of the back of the end zone. Looks like it's going to be a touchback. So I speak too soon.
Oh, my God.
We don't have a call on anything yet. Let's take a look at this replay. That ball got loose. There are triple zeros on the clock. Big decision here for these officials.
That might be a touchback.
Touchdown.
Touchdown.
Wow. That was a costly play from the Explorers.
Unreal.
Tatum had the first down. I know it was the play that was called. The first down was had. You get a clock stoppage. You're down around
As far as
The
mistakes
40-yard
go, that's
line.
the biggest one so far this game.
Yep. Not only, I mean, obviously putting 6 on the board, giving them a chance to put another point here with the point after attempt, but Imhotep getting the ball at the half as well.
I believe
an unfortunate turn of events for LaSalle.
I believe from what I saw from this angle up here, it looks like he crossed the plane and then the ball's hit out.
You thought so?
As soon as that ball
close.
touches the plane,
Bang,
it
bang.
plays
Bang,
over.
Bang, bang.
Going for 2.
That was the right call
This
there.
will be the last snap of the first half. Here's the give, and LaSalle gets the stop, so it'll be 12-3 heading into the half, but the defining play of the first half here from Germantown Super Site. LaSalle driving down the field, tries a hook and ladder. Mayo Howell, the true freshman, the one that looks to fumble the ball, number 1, and it was picked up by Shafiq Smith. He took it all the way to the house and then right to the line. Ball came loose, went out of the back of the end zone. Touchdown, touchback. The men in stripes say touchdown, Imhotep, and it's 12-3 after 30 minutes of football. A good one here from Germantown, but unfortunately for the Explorers, got to go to the locker room, find some answers, and you find yourself down now 2 possessions.
Yeah, there's a few good things. You know, the Explorers certainly have a lot to talk about at halftime. A couple good things that most recent offensive drive, only resulted in 3, but nice to see the offense finally get clicking. A lot to iron out as well, Bob, between the penalties, just the timing issues on offense with Machida not being able to find his receivers, and got to get something going in the ground game too. The line just getting too dominated up front right now, unable to get anything going offensively on the ground. So, a few things to work out here.
Yeah, kind of building off what Rob said. First off, I'd hate to hear what John Steinmetz and Joe Wade have to say about that last play. I can assume they're not too happy. Heard both of them yell in my day, and it's usually not pretty. But if anything, Explorers have always been a second-half team, and I think part of that's due to their coaching. I think they'll iron out whatever they need to. Like I said, they got to start beating them up front and establish some sort of ground game. And we see what Machida can do. He's got legs. He's got an arm. They just got to kind of get it all together.
This portion of today's game brought to you by our partners at Dunphy Ford. Kevin Dunphy, a good man over there in the Northeast. Find yourself a new or used Ford car and tell him that Bob Long Sports sent you. Thanks to him, our supporter and sponsor for every year we've been doing this. We'll take a break. Come back. It's halftime here from the Germantown Super Site. Imhotep 12, LaSalle 3. I'm Bob. He's Rob. He's Tyler. We'll be right back.
On the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked at one of the largest banks in the world, down to the smallest tiny community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
I would say that LaSalle is dynamic. Prepared. Active. Diverse. Brotherly. Family.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
Sound check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
One of the most important relationships a business can have is with its commercial banker. This is Bob Long, and when I'm not broadcasting sports, I'm servicing my clients and building relationships with prospective clients. Whether now is the time to grow through capital investment, to drive operational efficiencies, or to leave a legacy through succession planning, I can be a resource to guide you through the process. Bob Long, a commercial banker in the greater Philadelphia area, where my goal is to help your business grow.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked at one of the largest banks in the world, down to community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
I would say that LaSalle is dynamic. Prepared. Active. Diverse. Brotherhood. Family.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
One of the most important relationships a business can have is with its commercial banker. This is Bob Long, and when I'm not broadcasting sports, I'm servicing my clients and building relationships with prospective clients. Whether now is the time to grow through capital investment, to drive operational efficiencies, or to leave a legacy through succession planning, I can be a resource to guide you through the process. Bob Long, a commercial banker in the greater Philadelphia area, where my goal is to help your business grow.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked at one of the largest banks in the world, down to the smallest tiny community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
I would say that LaSalle is dynamic. Prepared. Active. Diverse. Brotherhood. Family.
Welcome back, everybody, inside Germantown Super Site. LaSalle against Imhotep in what's been a good one thus far. It's Imhotep 12, LaSalle 3, and certainly the thing we will remember most about that first half, guys, as we bring you inside our office for the night, is that last play of the first half. It was a hook and ladder. Rob Tatum had enough for a first down, passed it back via hook and ladder to Mayo Howell, and Howell dropped it. Shafiq Smith, their star defensive back for Imhotep, picked it up, went 53 yards to the house. A little bit of controversy. The call was touchdown versus touchback. Ball was loose, went through the end zone, but they say he broke the plane first. And all of a sudden, what was a 6-3 football game is now 12-3. Imhotep gets the ball to start the third quarter. And already, Tyler, perhaps a must-stop for LaSalle.
Yeah, honestly, I thought LaSalle had a lot of momentum going into the end of the half, like even if they didn't make anything with that offensive drive, and suddenly they gave Imhotep life, it seemed. Not that Imhotep didn't have life, but they gave them all of the momentum going into this. I'm not sure who started off with the ball. Was it LaSalle or Imhotep?
Yeah, it's Imhotep getting it to start the third.
Yeah, so that gives them the exact momentum they need, I think. If Imhotep can iron out their snapping and their penalty issues, I think they honestly can possibly pull away if LaSalle doesn't respond in some way, especially on offense. They haven't been unable to do so. They put together a few drives but haven't really been able to finish. Got to get in the end zone. Can't make mistakes like that, and hopefully the Explorers learn from that costly mistake at the end of the half.
Yeah, not to harp on it, but just it's unfortunate because it wasn't it's not like this was the fourth quarter in a playoff game. You know, a game that not that early season games don't have meaning, because every game has meaning in any football season. But just a situation where that didn't need to happen. You know, it's 6-3 going into the half. You want to maintain, you know, a close balance on the scoreboard, but just something you gotta put behind you, forget about, and move on here and get a good first defensive stop here to start the second half and come back and respond.
So, boys, another big year for us here at Bob Long Sports, and so much to look forward to. Certainly this game here tonight, a great start for what's a whole new piece of equipment, a whole new broadcast software, some replay. We're trying to dish it and throw it in there as best we can. And then LaSalle hits the road to week number 1. This officially week 0 in college football and high school football. And they'll go to North Penn. Then they'll host Malvern. They'll go to Haverford and then have a bye on the weekend of the 21st of September. And then the big one, Tyler, St. Joe's Prep, Saturday night, September 28th. What's that game all about?
I mean, that's a rivalry that goes back decades and decades, Bob. You always look forward to the St. Joe's Prep Week. You got Prep Week. You got pep rallies at LaSalle. You're saying how you just want to take down St. Joe's Prep, and there's a lot of other stuff that probably, you know, is it gets a little dicey. It's a big rivalry.
PG show.
It's a big rivalry, and it's just exciting. It's what high school football is all about. Those type of rivalries, and look forward to St. Joe's Prep.
And then it's the rest of the Catholic League slate, ending with Archbishop Wood and then Rome in the final 2 weeks of the season. Archbishop Carroll, Archbishop Ryan, Father Judge in the middle of it. Really, you feel as if these first 4 games are very important for sure, but opportunities to play some top-tier competition and really learn who this team is going to be. More veteran-laden on the defensive side of the football. I think we still have some questions about who's going to step up at wide receiver this year. What's going to be that balance of Sam Brown, Jalen DeVos in the backfield? And how confident are the coaches going to be in Jack Machida, and how much do they open the playbook there? A lot still to learn, a second half to learn it, and it's going to be Jake Gandolfo kicking it deep to Imhotep. Shafiq Smith back there deep to return. And we are underway. Touchback, automatic at the high school level once that ball is received south of the goal line. And so now, Jalen Sutton Christian, number 12, back out there to lead the squad in red, the Imhotep Panthers.
A big opportunity here for this defense to come out and put a stop to this offense. You know, Imhotep's had some solid drives here on offense, able to move the ball against this defense, but big opportunity here early in the second half to, put their own mark on this game and get the ball back in their offense's hands and try to get back into this one. It all starts with number 4 there in the center of this defense.
It's the first I formation we've seen all night for Imhotep. They come out of the half with a different look and a pretty nice play by Tyson Goldstein off the edge.
And, Bob, I think you were kind of touching on it. This Explorers, I mean, early season, any high school football team, you need to identify, like, who you are as a team, where your major players are. Like you said, stepping up in wide receiver. It's important to, know your team's identity. I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but it's like a really important part of the game. And I think these next few drives will show what kind of character this Explorers defense and offense has.
Jalen Sutton Christian again under center. St. McLeod, the deep back, gets it, and a nice tackle there, and the ball's loose. LaSalle comes up with it, but now they're saying he was down. Marked down, a loss of 2 at the 21-yard line. St. McLeod lost the football.
The paparazzi are out for us, Bob.
Uh-oh.
Pictures of the camera crew. We got to look, act as if. No, but that, big play, sorry. Big play there by the defense.
Tell me more about the big play there, Rob.
Big play by the defense there. Looked like that ball did come out, pop loose, but, a nice stop there. And, we wanted that big stop early on in the second half. They had the opportunity to do it, and here it is right in front of them.
I think we've moved up the B-list celebrities, boys.
I think so. 3 down linemen. And now a swing to the outside to Sean Seals. There's a flag that should come back. Seals is going to take it past the first down marker, but this should bring it back.
In the area of a hold.
That was pretty early on. I think it might have been neutral zone infraction.
I think you might have illegal shift. So we got three different opinions.
3 calls. Who's it going to be?
Right.
And it looks like they're moving back. So I think the old Bobo here might be correct.
Keep my opinions to myself for now on, Bob.
No. No, we pay you handsomely for your opinion. Yep, there's your illegal formation, and it'll come back.
That was a helpful. That was a timely penalty, though, for the Explorers. That was a nice run by Imhotep. I mean, honestly, LaSalle's defense come out strong. 2 good plays. That last play by Savage, that was a great tackle for loss. Hopefully, Explorers capitalize on this penalty.
3rd down, 13. Here's the jet sweep to Sean Seals. LaSalle has it strung out pretty well. Tyson Goldstein makes the tackle. That's a gain of 4, well short. And on 2nd try, LaSalle comes up with the stop and able to seal the edge off for Deshaun Seals.
And there we have it. There's the stop we wanted. You know, a nice 3 and out essentially for this team, for this defense, and getting the ball back in the hands of Machida and the offense, see what we can do.
That was a textbook by Tyson Goldstein there. He really set the edge, and the blocker was really trying to get on his outside, and he came back in right for the tackle. Did a great job.
So, boys, a development here as this punt just barely does get off, and it is going to take an Imhotep hop, but it's still going to come up shy of midfield. LaSalle at the Imhotep 48-yard line will start play, but a development here.
Mark my words, we're going to see a punt block tonight.
You think so? We don't have a running scoreboard at the moment, so we don't have a time. You guys are not wearing headphones. I got the headphones. If you hear something from the public address about how much time's on the clock, you let me know.
Sounds good.
I'm going to guess we're somewhere around 10 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
The scoreboard takes breaks, but Bob Long Sports does not.
Well, that's why we got the new graphics here. Imhotep 12, LaSalle 3, somewhere in the 3rd quarter. I formation. Machida with the give to Sam Brown, and Brown is wrapped up for a loss of 1. The offensive line not standing up to the D-line here so far of Imhotep. Jair Blake, Dan Oganeep, Talik Robbins, and Eni White have been really good.
Brown got swallowed in a sea of red there. That was a good team effort by Imhotep getting in the backfield. Let's just see how the Explorers respond.
Machida with DeVos in the backfield. He'll give it to DeVos and now pull it. He gets to the line of scrimmage and takes a huge hit for his troubles.
Machida read something there that said he should keep it, but looked a whole lot like either option was really not good for the Explorers there.
I mean, look at that penetration, guys.
5 yards back behind the line before Machida's even able to tuck and run. And then just gets 2 Imhotep Panthers up on him, and just not a whole lot here on the ground for the Explorers.
I don't care what play you write up, what you have like hidden in your back pocket. If they make penetration like that, you're not going to be able to run any plays. Offensive line needs to step up.
I think there's also an opportunity to perhaps explore the area in the middle of the field about 5 to 7 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. If they're going to bring pressure like that, it's still an 8-man front here for Imhotep. As Machida now throws the screen. There's room here. Got to get a block. And he's going to be hit hard. A missed block that time by number 72 for LaSalle. And that's Kenny O'Kane, the tackle.
Fortunate Machida gets the screen pass out, just not unable to get that blocking set up in front. Picks up a couple, but LaSalle with a 3 and out of their own here to start the 2nd half.
Jake Gandolfo with an opportunity to switch field position here and pin Imhotep deep. That's a high hanging punt. It's not going to be caught. Takes a decent hop and actually goes right off the noggin of number 3, Eric Ford, and actually probably took some yardage away.
And Gandolfo, unlike for Imhotep tonight, he's had all the time in the world to get his punts off, and you can see what he's able to do when you get that kind of time for a punter with his kind of leg. Just able to pin Imhotep back real deep.
Ford threw his hands up there in surprise. Go right off the noggin.
Whoa.
He was just ensuring it wasn't a touchback. Good use of his head.
They're at the 14.
That Imhotep defense came out strong. I will say that. They were after blood there.
Maurice Beverly, number 21 in the backfield, to provide rush support. He actually got the football and picked up one right up the middle.
Imhotep noticing a lot of motion, a lot of different moving parts to their offensive sets, and really trying to get this Explorers defense off balance. And for the most part tonight, the Explorers have done well, kind of following the ball, keeping their eyes where that ball actually is, not falling for any of these misdirection plays, but doing a pretty decent job.
It says 10 seconds left, but I think there might be a 1 in front. I'm thinking that's 10:09. Ooh, flips it ahead, and that was not caught, probably for the best that Maurice Beverly didn't pick up that football, because that would have been a loss of about 3 yards.
Bit of confusion on the field with this. Our scoreboard decided to come back from its break, and it seems like it's off.
6.
Now that
like 6:21. I could be wrong on that, but
you could be wrong on 6:21.
Ref yelling to the sidelines. Sounded like you said 6:21 on the clock.
Oh, okay.
6:21 on the clock.
Got it.
6:21.
Okay, you were right.
6:21 left.
I thought that was
good ears there, Rob.
I thought that was just a guess.
No,
an educated guess.
Nope,
Bob.
There is a difference.
I had information. I had some information.
Oh, that's
I got
brilliant.
good ears. What can I say?
And we're back underway here.
Time is being tracked once more.
Big run up the middle by St. McLeod. Breaks 2 tackles, now a third. 1 yard past the line to gain. That's a 10-yard gain and a first down.
That was a spin hurdle. Did you see that?
That was unreal. Some missed pursuit there right at the line of scrimmage. I didn't catch the number, but McLeod able to get away from it all, break a couple tackles, and pick up a big first down there for Imhotep.
I've seen spins. I've seen hurdles. I've never seen a spin hurdle.
Spurtle.
Spurtle, yeah. It was a nice spurtle by McLeod there.
Deshaun Seals breaking to the outside. Abdul Carter, what a play. Unbelievable from Abdul Carter, who's having a nice night.
Unreal. From his back, too. It just broke out of the first part of that tackle. Did Seals.
Well, and you had to make a decision there. Imhotep, and they didn't block either one. There were 2 LaSalle Explorers to 1 Panther.
And
sweeping leg.
I was no trips, I guess, in football. Bring your man down, but
clipped
he did.
Him from the shoestrings.
So now we got.
I don't know about that.
Seals actually limping off here on the sideline too, after that tackle. So something to keep an eye on for Imhotep here.
Yeah, I don't think slide tackles are permitted in football.
But he didn't get the ball, so that's the red card, right? That's a red card. Spikes up.
Wrong football. 5:43 to play here in the third quarter. It's still Imhotep 12, LaSalle 3. Live here on Bob Long Sports. Bob Long, Rob Stott, Tyler Kern. And this portion of today's game brought to you by our friends at Casey's Alley. Join us during games and, of course, after games for an appetizer. Enjoy yourself with family and friends. It's in downtown Ambler, right by the train station. Your home for LaSalle College High School football and basketball. That's Casey's Alley. Here's a handoff. And a great play there. Tremendous by LaSalle. In there on the play, number 44, Chris Thompson, who got the final stop on the running back, Will Robinson. 5:22 now and counting.
Excellent job in pursuit there by Thompson to wrap his man up and bring him down.
Explorers cannot give up 3rd and long again. They got to play smart defense here. Be willing to give up a few yards here and there maybe, but they can't give up that big play.
Shotgun formation. Sutton Christian fires it into the turf. And he's taken down hard on the play again by Johnson. Pretty good pursuit here, guys, by this LaSalle defense. Just 3 up front. It's a 3-4 look that they've come a few times. Barrett off the edge. And you're going to see Sutton Christian just run out of time.
Lucky to get that ball back to the line of scrimmage. Didn't really see anyone in the area either.
I think there might have been a back in there. perhaps Will Robinson was there in the area. I don't think he would have gotten grounding on a play like that.
Either way, nice to see another punt here.
Nearly get it again. This a high-hanging punt. Pretty good one. Brad Vespi catches it at the 48-yard line of Imhotep. And LaSalle back to offense. Just under 5 minutes to play here in the third.
And another strong opportunity. Great field position for the Explorers. Gotta get Machida in this offense clicking and doing something.
Starts up front with that line. They just need to get some momentum going. Maybe Machida needs to do what he did in the first half and kind of take matters into his own hands until the skill position starts clicking.
Here's Machida in the shotgun. He'll drift. Good throw there. And Rob Tatum picks up about 4. Pretty good closeout tackle there by Imhotep.
Yeah, Tatum had some open grass in front of him there too.
And there's the tackle right there to prevent the extra yardage. Machida now alone in the shotgun. In motion comes Sam Brown. Here's the toss. Brown looking for a hole. Muscles forward for 2, but Imhotep saw it. And give him credit for stacking on that side. Tyler running a jet sweep from that hash mark to the short side of the field. I mean, again, not like the NFL where you have the tighter hashes.
That was my first thought there, Bob. They're not working with much real estate over there. I'm surprised they went that way. That was pretty clogged up.
Third down, 5 yards to go. 38-yard line is the yard to gain. And they might have just gained it. Looks like they're about 5, maybe 5.5 yards out. I think they're going to be third and very short after this 5-yard penalty.
I believe they're in going for it on 4th down territory here as well.
Without a doubt. Which, Tyler, to your point, that can change the play call. Perhaps this is an opportunity. If you see the just one safety look, which you do, can you take a shot here? Doesn't look like they're doing it, though. Handing it off to Jalen DeVos has more than enough. That's one of their better runs of the night. An 8-yard gain for a first down.
A little chippy out there. It's all right. You like to see passion in the game of football, though.
I'm sure you've never let your head get the best of you. Lost your cool.
Never. It's part of the sport. It's a very emotional game.
Here's the give to Sam Brown. He has a lane, and LaSalle starting to pick out some cracks in the interior of that defensive line for Imhotep.
It's taken a while, but finally seeing that offensive line able to work, create some lanes, and give these Explorers back some room to run. Go ahead.
I was going to say, it helps also with Sam Brown having a full head of steam running right into that line.
Sure does. And that's where, we'll get to it after this play, but.
Again, it will be Sam Brown. Good block there by Jalen DeVos, and he takes off. First down and more, and that's all Jalen DeVos, who's your top running back on the team. Kind of 1-in-1A. He's setting the edge like a fullback.
Awesome to see there by DeVos and just creating room for Brown. And what I was going to say about that jet sweep, or about the pistol formation, is that, it sets the runner back a couple extra yards, but you do get that full head of steam where you are able to just – you're meeting that line essentially at top speed, and you can bust through those holes like they're able to do right now.
What's always so frustrating to me about the Chip Kelly era with the Eagles was that shotgun run, and the running Shady McCoy never had any momentum going in the line. It was just frustrating seeing him getting tackled with no speed. It's nice seeing Sam Brown hit that hole at full speed, though.
This portion of today's broadcast brought to you by Carrie Guerin Boyle and Jim McLaughlin of the Carrie Guerin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors. Jim is a LaSalle alumni. His father was as well, and his own 3 sons attended LaSalle as well. Carrie's family's been here for generations as well, and currently has a sophomore in the class of 2022. So many congrats to that family on that, and hopefully he's watching this broadcast here tonight, or might be over there in the student section. You can call Jim at 267-242-5991 or Carrie at 267-626-6818 for any real estate questions. Licensed in PA and New Jersey. So there's a look inside the defensive huddle. And actually LaSalle now with a 1st and 10. And in the shotgun, Jack Machida with 2 wide to each side.
Oh.
And that's another offside penalty. And it's being celebrated over there on the LaSalle side. Jack Machida, the hard count has been effective.
Gotta say, awesome to see the student section out tonight. School classes haven't started yet, but not stopping, not preventing these Explorers and the nice contingent of parents and family and friends out there, along with the pep band, doing their thing on the far side of the field tonight.
I bet you got yourself some class of 2023 guys that haven't even enrolled. And they're out here supporting, which is also great. Jalen DeVos gets the handoff, breaks 1 tackle, continues to push forward, and he got 1 yard on the play. That'll be 2nd and 4. Playbook still wide open here for LaSalle. Ticking under 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. 2nd down and about 5. They need the 8-yard line for a first.
Some disciplined Explorers football, though, so far this half. I like what I saw. I think you could tell in that first offensive drive that Imhotep's line was jumping quick, getting in the backfield, so they took advantage of that with the hard count.
I formation here, and now Jalen DeVos is going to come off center. But DeVos and Brown both in the backfield. This has been effective here on this drive. It's a sweep play, looking to set the edge. Brown has it, digs for the end zone, touchdown, LaSalle.
There it is. Worked earlier, why not go right back to it? You got that little off eye, set the pitch, set the edge with DeVos, and get the ball into your lead back's hands. Let Sam Brown take it the rest of the way, and the Explorers are right back in this game.
I like Brown's patience there. He let his blocks develop and let that hole develop, and he exploded through it. And great touchdown by Brown there. And that was fundamental football there. These outside runs seem to be going pretty well against Imhotep, actually.
For all the new school plays and wrinkles in these offenses, it's just some old school ground game football.
And that one's no good from Jake Gandolfo. So now it stays a 3-point game. 12-9, but LaSalle gets the touchdown they needed. And it's a good one here from the Germantown Super Site. 1:43 to play, 3rd quarter. It's live on Bob Long Sports.
And we haven't had much time to talk about it because it's been the Explorers offense on the field for the most part here. But 2 strong defensive drives really not letting Imhotep get their offense rolling. That allowed LaSalle to get the ball back in strong field position on Imhotep's side of the field, on their side of the 50. And, that's why they find themselves right back in this game, Tyler.
I think we're in for a good about 14 minutes of football, boys. It's a 3-point game.
This will be a good one down the stretch here, Tyler, and why not? A good way to open the season. The first of many games here on Bob Long Sports. So now it'll be Jake Gandolfo kicking deep. Kenyatta Kirkland, big-time receiver for this team we haven't seen a ton of here tonight. And big part of that is that they haven't really utilized the passing game very much. Will he get a touch? He will. And he was back into the end zone, but he's going to have the opportunity to run it out and has a pretty good run. 35-40, 45-50, 2 back there. Makes one miss. And he's brought down at the 27-yard line. Imhotep in business, and a momentum shift right after LaSalle got back into it.
That is a response right there. That is a great response by Imhotep special teams.
And you can probably hear around us, got this side of the field, these stands, these Imhotep fans fired up after that return. Not much happening on offense for them, so we'll see if they can use the momentum of that return to, translate that into some positive offense.
They have some pretty okay field position, I would say, now.
The give to St. McLeod. Good stop there by LaSalle. 2nd down and 8, a minute 2 to play here, 3rd quarter. You get the sense, guys, this is a big drive for both sides. The give is to McLeod. Got to make the play, and Abdul Carter is the man to do it.
Strong tackle by Carter, waiting for that run to develop, come his way. Did not budge.
I think he's your best open field tackler. Yeah, St. McLeod has made so many guys miss here tonight. I mean, that's wide open field, and Abdul Carter the footwork to stay with it.
Just followed him the whole way.
Play by Carter, yeah.
Wrapped his man up and brought him down with him. Be an excellent takedown in wrestling, if I do say so myself.
You're our guy for that.
Strong form.
Strong form. 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Probably 4 down territory for Sutton Christian. Flags fly. That's into the backfield, and what a tackle there by LaSalle. Tyson Goldstein out of the linebacking core. Let's see what these flags
great read by LaSalle's defense there.
Talking to LaSalle side, looks like whatever it is, they're going to
I think it's an illegal shift or an illegal motion again, because that flag came out immediately after the snap.
I'm not going to fight you on this one, Bob.
I wouldn't. Don't fight City Hall. I'm only kidding.
Yep.
There it is.
Decline, so looking at 4th and 16, 4th and 17.
They're going for it, looks like.
I'm surprised by this decision.
Don't trust they don't have a kicker. The punt situation at this point, I guess they're
if you throw it in the end zone, yeah, it's only at 15 yards. And now they're going to have time to think about it as we ticked down to the final seconds of the 3rd quarter, and we're on our way to the 4th. A break here from Germantown Super Site. Imhotep still with a lead. 12-9, and a good one coming here in the 4th and final quarter, live on.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
One of the most important relationships. Fourth quarter here, live on Bob Long Sports. Bob Long, Tyler Kern, Rob Stott, and now the punt unit is on the field. And that's a short one. LaSalle's got to get out of the way, and it's a great hop here for Imhotep. Inside the 5, they mark him down at the 4. And so LaSalle has a long field ahead of them.
Lot to, build off of that last drive. Saw the ground game finally come to life. It's going back to some old school football, those weak, strong I formations, and see if they go right back to it.
Well, here it is, guys. I mean, I think this is Ryan Wills, Bob Belay, Jake DeLuca, Kenny O'Kane, Matt Zoglio. Their time right now. Get downhill. That's the offensive line for LaSalle, the starters. And now's the time. Can you get through the guys like Talik Robbins, Jair Blake, who's been great, number 11? Who's going to win the battle in the trenches? It's a 3-point game with 11:57 to go. Ball's loose, and they come on top of it. Very fortunate for Jack Machida. And what's been a problem for Imhotep now rears its head for LaSalle as well.
Just gonna exactly my train of thought there, Bob. Finally seeing the snap struggles crop up for LaSalle, and poor timing, unfortunately, for that here on 1st and first down inside your own 5.
That's a better exchange. Here's Sam Brown cutting. Does get a few yards, continues to muscle forward. That's a gain of 5 yards. It'll be third down and about 7 after the loss of 2 on the first.
It's an opportunity here. At least you get what could have been a 3rd and long. You make it a 3rd and manageable. See what LaSalle does here. Coming out in shotgun.
Liam Kennedy all alone here on the near side. Do they take a shot his way? Machida has DeVos wide open. He's going to have enough for a first down and a lot more. Runs through a tackler. And he's out to the 24-yard line. Big first down, a gain of 13 yards for the Explorers. And there is a flag now in the backfield. Roughing the passer, add 15 on for LaSalle.
So what was already a big play, finding DeVos out in the flat. Machida able to get the ball to him. Nice pickup on 3rd down. They're going to mark off another 15. Turns into an awesome gain for the Explorers.
I had no idea that got tacked on. Wow, that's huge. That was a great play by DeVos there.
They care about their quarterbacks these days, Tyler.
You're nothing if not honest, Tyler. I had no idea they were marking off that yardage. Wow.
I mean, obviously they are.
Calls it like he sees it.
I like our viewers to relate.
Last game of the season, Dan. You can't hold anything back now. Sam Brown cuts up the field, and he gets a gain of about 2, maybe 3.
A lot of pop early in this first game of the season.
Got some explosive players out there, especially on Imhotep's side. They come hard.
That secondary as well is really the much touted 3 guys there that have offers from about 7 to 10 schools apiece. Machida, little hitch to the outside. Nice play there. Rob Tatum just sat down in the middle of the coverage, got a yard short of the line to gain.
Noticing a lot easier throws, more timing throws for Machida. We talked about in the first half his struggles with timing. Here you just see a nice little out and back for Tatum. Machida finds his man, and now we got third and 1 here for the Explorers.
And I
Playing
think
very
you're
calculated football right now.
I think you're looking at 4-down territory. Sam Brown in the backfield. The tailback. And now he comes alongside Machida in the shotgun. The give, and he gets the first down. Guys, take a look here on this replay. He didn't necessarily get a huge block, but take a look at Jalen DeVos, just kind of starting to squirm ahead and paving the way with good blocking from the rest of the O-line.
Did enough. Give the guy a window.
Just enough.
He's able to make that jump cut and find enough room to pick up the first down, which is just what the Explorers needed to keep this drive alive.
And that's that college-style RPO as well, where you leave that defensive end completely alone, force him to make the decision. Now Machida's going to get taken down in the backfield, a loss of 4.
Another situation, you talk about these backs, they had great coverage downfield. Machida just trying to bide his time, see how long he could hold on to it. You look at great coverage all the way around, nowhere for Machida to go. Doesn't even have time to tuck and cover, and then just goes down.
Took a bit of a hit there.
Yep.
I like Rob Tatum here. They're spreading it out wide. The safety's way on the other side of the field. Instead, it's DeVos. DeVos has room. He keeps churning the legs.
Carrying 3 different Panthers with him. Just a strong run by DeVos, a guy we know has the legs, has carried this offense in the past, and just look at him churning those legs, keeping it going, keeping that run alive, and making this a very very manageable.
Gain of 10 there, Tyler.
Blown away by this DeVos Sam Brown 1-2 punch. They're both.
It's gonna. I mean, it's not even change of pace. They're both strong, big backs.
Yeah.
They both can cut. I mean, it's
athletes.
It's nightmares for opposing defenses.
Hand off to Sam Brown. He gets downhill and turns the legs. It's going to be really close. It looks like they're a half yard short. Officials mark it right at the 40. And I think they needed, ooh, baby.
They waved
First down.
Don't
Quick
bring the
call.
chains out. They gave it to him. Just another strong run by another strong back.
He really
for
found
LaSalle.
that hole there. Like,
Yeah.
it was. I don't think it was there.
Not much space
I might
at
have
all.
saw another spin hurdle there actually. So, what do you call it, splurtle?
The splurtle, I think is what we call it.
We'll work on that. We'll
Sam
work
Brown
on
took
it.
some notes.
Keep it in your pocket till next game. We'll work on it. They faked the give. Machida thinking about going over the top. Avoids one. Now takes off with it. Machida! And could have been a late hit there as he was hit on the way down by St. McLeod. Enough for a first down. 10-yard run.
Enough moves, enough athleticism, enough speed there by Machida to avoid a handful of tackles.
Actually, look at that spot, Rob. My apologies. They marked him back to 31. It looked from here like he had enough, but it'll be second down and short. Playbook wide open.
Just, again, great coverage downfield by Imhotep, but Machida did enough to pick up strong 9 yards there for these Explorers.
6:31 to play. Clock continues to tick here in the fourth. A long, methodical drive here for LaSalle. Making their way into field goal position. Looking for more. Machida now draws it up the middle. He's got some room. Makes one miss. Takes on the entire defense and picks up another 10 yards. A first down for LaSalle.
Would you look at this?
Just loving the gumption by Machida to take the ball on his own and really put this offense on his shoulders and carry the load. And I mean, you don't like to see your quarterback take those kinds of hits, and they do pile up over time. You know, he had the injury last year. You don't want to see that again. You want to protect your quarterback as much as possible, but when he has those opportunities, nice to see him take them.
5:51 to play. First down and 10. They need the 11 for a first. Faking the give. They have a man over the top. Boy, they also had the fullback wide open in the flat, Timothy Melman.
I'll say one thing. Explorers' time in possession in the fourth quarter is huge.
Melman was open, and Melman, even with his palms to the sky as that ball was thrown to the end zone, he couldn't believe it.
Machida had his sights set on putting 6 on the board and giving the Explorers the lead, but second down, a lot of 5:42 left on this clock. You feel like this is the drive where the Explorers need to do it, so a couple more attempts here, a couple more opportunities for Machida. They have some room to pick up a first down.
Sam Brown, the tailback. He takes the give, bounces it to the outside, turns his legs downfield, and cuts the down and distance in half.
These running backs, man, this 1-2 punch and plus Machida's mobility, it's really hard to defend, especially that front eight like we're talking about, boarding the D-backs that way. And they're actually have a huge time of possession right now too, really winding down this clock.
Ball is at the 16-yard line. They need the 11 for a first down. Would be a 33-yard field goal for Jake Gandolfo if they didn't pick up another yard. They split Sam Brown out in the flat. Melman wide open. This time they find him. Digs for the end zone. Touchdown, LaSalle.
Unreal. Machida overlooked Melman last time out, last play. This time looks his way. Doesn't have to put his arms up in the air. He just grabs that ball, tucks it, runs, and had the blocking set up in front of him. He's able to dive into the end zone, give the Explorers the lead here with 4:55 left on the clock in the fourth quarter.
Unreal.
Excellent play.
Now this is an interesting call,
Yeah.
if I've ever seen one.
I mean,
Chance to take the field goal out of the equation. They're going for 2. Here's Machida. Machida's going to take off with it, and he comes up short.
The point after gives you the 4-point lead. There's a card. What's the card tell you on a?
The card says kick the extra point. I don't know if something happened with Jake Gandolfo.
I don't know. Maybe the Explorers saw something we didn't, but I think you'd want to take that field goal off if you could.
Because now, listen, I can get it if you're thinking that Imhotep doesn't trust their field goal unit, but if Imhotep were to go down and get a touchdown and an extra point, then all of a sudden you're back down 4 points and you'd need a touchdown.
Unless they're guarding for an Imhotep 2-point conversion, like I don't know.
Nonetheless, it's 15-12. LaSalle leads for the first time here tonight with 4:55 to play in the fourth.
And again, this Explorers defense coming out onto the field after just 3 strong drives, 3 strong stops, I should say, in this second half. An opportunity, pin Imhotep back. They haven't been able to do anything offensively, even after that big return. The last drive, set them up inside, I think it was, the LaSalle 35, inside the LaSalle 30, unable to put points on the board, and here we are.
So now Jake Gandolfo will kick it short, and that's going to bounce out of bounds. So a directed kick.
Late flag there as well.
Yeah, a late flag, but I think the flag's going to be simply a legal procedure, and it's going to give Imhotep some good field position.
I believe there was 2 flags there, actually.
Wasn't just
there was a late hit
unless
there.
It's just some.
It wasn't just 2 flags coming from 2 officials on
unless it was just some rowdy high school kids thinking they got the flag. Yeah, legal motion. Oh,
bingo!
Oh,
Tyler got it.
Now who's right?
Tyler. Tyler's always right.
LaSalle's taught me to be humble. I'm not going to gloat, Bob. I'm just going to bask here in
You're not
true LaSalle gentleman.
You're not going to gloat. You're just going to bask. That's good.
Yeah, I'm like some people here, Bob.
Right. What's the difference between gloat and bask again? Going back to that LaSalle education. This portion of today's game brought to you by our friends at Dunphy Ford in the Northeast and the Binsfeld lending team at Cross Country Mortgage. Thanks to them for their support.
Certainly not brought to you by the LaSalle English department and Tyler Kern's education.
Hey, listen, we love the LaSalle English department. Do not drag their name through the mud.
No, this would have been not the current one, not the current English department, but I guess several years back. Some questions to raise about, what kind of eye they were keeping on Mr. Kearns.
So let's get a look at weekend.
Well, English.
Coach Lincoln and the staff for Imhotep giving it to the officials at the bottom of your screen
Not
there.
happy.
And now they're going to have a conversation with the LaSalle coaches as well. And Imhotep's going to pull their guys off the field.
Is this
It looks like
is it a re-kick situation because of?
I don't believe so, but looks like that might be what's
offsetting?
happening. So now an opportunity to rethink it. In fact, what probably happened here was that the illegal procedure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now LaSalle's going to talk this over again.
Interesting.
The offsetting penalties, re-kicking from the 40-yard line. 4:55 to play. LaSalle just took their first lead of the football game. It's 15-12. This is a game that last year was 14-10. Imhotep in the fourth quarter before they ran away with it and won 34-10. LaSalle hasn't forgotten that, and they have stayed in this game very well. And in the recent quarters, the offensive line of LaSalle has actually been able to wear down the defensive line of Imhotep.
Gandolfo seems confused, as do the LaSalle coaches. They think they should be kicking from the 50. Gandolfo had the ball and the holder there, but got waved up, and now it looks like another conversation.
You're exactly right.
John Steinmetz has a keen eye.
As did his kicker.
Yeah.
So now if you're LaSalle, what do? You just try the directed kick, a little pooch type thing that went out of bounds. Are you going to do that again, or are you just going to fire this thing deep? And perhaps does this say something about the health of Gandolfo? It doesn't look like he's going to have any trouble firing this one away, but thinking back to that decision to go for 2 versus the extra point, again, doesn't look like there's anything wrong with Gandolfo. Kicking from the 50 after the offsetting penalties, he'll boot that deep and out of the end zone.
Gandolfo's leg looked all right there, so I think that puts a hole in that theory.
Just an interesting coaching decision, it seems like, that backfires.
So Jalen Sutton Christian and the Imhotep offense back out there onto the field in their opener in week 0 of the high school football season, a term antiquated and should probably be erased from the vocabulary in general. Week 0. Let's face it, it's week 1. Most teams are playing here tonight. And we're underway in the 2019 high school football season. Sutton Christian pulls it himself, has a tackler ahead of him, and takes a huge hit. Unbelievable. Let's get another look.
Oof.
Felt that one
need
from
to see
up
this
here.
again.
Wow. What a hit.
Bingo. Brad Vespi, how do you do?
My man.
Made him pay for
Coming
that
in
one.
from the secondary on a line. Had Sutton Christian
That man
in
was
his
on a
sights
mission.
and did not let him
That's
get away.
5'9", 165 Brad Vespi. Now St. McLeod bounces to the outside. He's knocked out of bounds, but a long gain and a first down for Imhotep.
The crowd's reaction to that hit was...
Both sides liked it. That was something. Don't let the size fool you.
Yeah. They'll feel that one tomorrow.
4:13 to play. Here's the give. Good blocking up front there, but LaSalle commits the men on the defensive line. Chris Thompson was in there on the stop. Dylan Trainer in there as well.
Really interesting. They went for that 3-man front there, but they really filled those gaps well. Good stop for a very short gain.
2nd down and 9. Clock continues to tick under 3:40. 4th and final quarter of play. Abdul Carter had a hand on him, but scooting through St. McLeod. A gain of 5. Your broadcast team here tonight and all season long: Bob Long, Rob Stott, Tyler Kern, and Mara Long is doing a great job tonight on camera. Thank you very much to her. 3rd down, St. McLeod bounces it to the outside, cuts back in, right to the line as he goes down. And they're waving him forward. 1st down, Imhotep. Another look. Great footwork that time by McLeod. Put his foot in the ground and then just drives forward into 4 LaSalle defenders and has to push for that extra yard.
Really interesting seeing they're still running that 3-man front up there.
3-man front with a single deep tailback. They give it to McLeod and he goes nowhere.
LaSalle brought the house that time.
Tyson Goldstein in there on the top, on the stop, and Timothy Barrett in there as well.
I counted 6 or 7 explorers on that. That was quite the blitz.
You could just feel the crowd right now. I mean, there's 2:25 left on the clock running. Both sides, who cares? Week 0, this is an early Southeast PA football matchup that feels like a top-billed matchup.
Just the 3rd time that these two programs have met. Both of those matchups prior won by Imhotep. LaSalle with a lead for the first time here tonight. Deshaun Seals, got to make one miss and does. Cuts up the sideline, knocked out of bounds. That's a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd down and about 6.
Nice job by Meacham coming up with that tackle. The Imhotep receiver made one man miss, but Meacham just doing his job, pushing his man out of bounds. And
Deshaun Seals did a good job on Imhotep's side of making that one-man miss and getting some yardage from nothing there.
3rd down and 6. They need the 47-yard line of LaSalle for a 1st down. Sutton Christian changes the play at the line of scrimmage. That's Deshaun Seals.
The pep band, the student section, they're all up, and you can hear it from this side of the field. It is, they are on fire right now.
And the ball was nearly lost. Maurice Beverly dropped for a big loss, and frankly, he was fortunate to hold on to it.
Who's in the middle there? Looked like Liam Trainer.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Unbelievable. Liam Trainer's over at Delaware, but Dylan Trainer.
So Dylan Trainer.
What a play.
Explorers are bringing the energy, man. feel in the stadium. It puts a smile on your face.
It's awesome. Big play there on 3rd down, 4th and long now. Feel like Imhotep has to go for it in this situation. Dylan, by the way, I believe has made the commit to join his brother there.
Yes, he has.
At Delaware, so they'll get a couple of trainers with them at the Blue Hens.
It's a good family. It's a good couple of players to start your program with. Keep it going. It's a great program there at Delaware. And, you know, a good team is, of course, our friends Carrie Guerin Boyle, Jim McLaughlin of the Carrie Guerin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors. Jim being a LaSalle alumni, sent his sons there, Carrie Guerin Boyle, sending her son there. Class of 2022. They're trusting their family to LaSalle, and you can trust that you can be treated like family with them. Call Jim at 267-242-5991 or Carrie at 267-626-6818. And I know those guys and many more out there are on their tips of their toes, the edge of their seat as LaSalle takes a timeout. With 1:46 to play, they lead 15-12 here in the opening broadcast of the 2019 high school football season.
Can feel the intensity and importance of this play right now. Imhotep the timeout to prepare for this 4th down. LaSalle seeing what they come out with. Takes a timeout of their own.
Listen, guys, here's the thing about it. Imhotep has had 0 success, and frankly, they haven't tried it much going down the middle of the field. It's been a lot of rushing attack with St. McLeod. It's been Deshaun Seals on bubble screens or in jet sweeps, or it's been Jalen Sutton Christian keeping the ball himself. Do they deviate from that course, or do they go down the field given the yards they need to gain? It's only 7. I think the playbook's wide open here for Imhotep. It's just what they're comfortable with as LaSalle comes out in a nickel set. Now Trainer dips back inside. Just a 3-man front. Sutton Christian steps up, and he's taken down. Ryan Savage with the sack, and LaSalle gets the turnover.
Fantastic sack by Savage there. Oh, my
Sutton
goodness.
Christian totally unhappy with that. Absolute horrible protection up front by Imhotep, and Savage able to break off his block, rips the helmet off, fired up.
There, right?
You want to know the craziest thing about that was a 3-man rush.
Yeah. It's unreal.
Nobody picked up a block. All 3 guys were in the backfield. Barrett was on the left-hand side, and, of course, Savage. That's the brilliance of Ryan Savage, a pure defensive end, an edge rusher in every sense of the word. He comes inside, plays down at the 3 technique, and is able to beat that guard through the A-gap. That's really unbelievable.
That penetration by that defensive line or that three-man up front, that's crazy. And as you can see, Imhotep's side starting to peel out of here.
Filing out. This game ain't over yet, but
yeah, there's still plenty of time left. 2 timeouts for Imhotep.
1:42 to play. 2 timeouts, as you mentioned. Melman right up the middle. Safe play. A gain of 2 and a timeout immediately called by Imhotep.
Oh, no.
Explorer hurt in the play.
Explorer down.
Grant Hughes.
82.
The tight end, Grant Hughes, who was blocking on the outside. I think he got caught up.
Informidable Dave Crow out on the field to help.
So that's an injury timeout. Imhotep hasn't had to burn it. Nonetheless, that clock should start running as soon as the ball's put back into play. So they'd still need to either burn it or have some time tick off, but not what you like to see. Grant Hughes, the top tight end on this team, a senior, 6 foot, 210 pounds, a guy that we saw some flashes from last year.
The hope was just cramping, early season game, but now we got a couple of guys out here looking like they're going to help him off the field.
Yeah, I kind of think he got caught up in between, a LaSalle blocker and an Imhotep guy trying to get some penetration. He kind of got pinned on the play. Unfortunately, Hughes not able to put a lot of pressure on that right leg, and we hope that we see him really soon.
So at this point,
LaSalle, 37 left here, Rob.
First down does it. you assume that, Imhotep going to use that last timeout, but first down should seal it.
A first down, I would think, absolutely seals it here, Rob.
This, talk about it, early season. I'm not. I'll wait. I don't want to do anything to jinx, but this would be a
yeah. There you go. Keep it in. That's the job of a broadcaster, right? Don't say anything.
no, the people don't want to know.
I know
no,
what
but
you're saying.
This would
don't
be,
say anything during a no-hitter. I got you.
Right. But this would be a marquee, win early in the season for the Explorers, coming up against a team that, as you said, Bob, this is year 3 of this matchup, and they haven't had that win yet. So to put a win against a squad that's been billed as one of the best in Southeast PA right out of the chute says a lot about this team.
It looks
and
like
LaSalle
they're in victory formation.
They are in victory formation.
I don't think the timeouts line up there, Bob.
They don't, but that's at least going to force them to use the timeout. And then if you pick it up on third down,
avoid any more injuries on offense.
So the clock is now running.
I haven't seen victory formation used in this way before.
They have 25 seconds. It's now down to about 18 or so. So they're going to take their time.
Is there a play clock here?
There's no play clock. It's coming from the sideline. You see Machida is over there looking at the coaches. They're giving hand signals. And now they kneel the football. A timeout has been called immediately by Imhotep. So, again, the timing doesn't add up here. It's going to be third down, and Imhotep can stop the clock again.
Way for that timeout.
No, that just can't be the case. Still not being reflected either way on the scoreboard. There's a minute 12 to play here. LaSalle 15, Imhotep 12. And, of course, not to, as Rob said, put the cart before the horse here. But look at this LaSalle defense as well. Of course, there was the last second play in the first half where it was a turnover by the offense that allowed Imhotep and Shafiq Smith to go 53 yards and score after the fumble. But besides that, it was the first quarter touchdown, and that's been it from the LaSalle defense that they've allowed to Imhotep. And Imhotep hasn't even really seriously threatened thus far in the game. Now, there still is a long way to go here, but it says a lot about the defense, and LaSalle on the offensive side has had better time of possession and has been able to wear down Imhotep.
Yeah, and I know, obviously just first game of the year, but one of the things, a theme over the last couple of years with this Explorers team, especially on defense, has been, what had previously been referred to as the X plays, right? The 20-yard plus downfield plays, passes over the middle, their inability to defend those deep pass plays, and having them come back and bite them, or giving up too many a game. And here we are, it's the first week of the season, and essentially only putting up a 6 spot on the board, against this Explorers defense. So Tyler, just a strong showing for them in week 1 against a team that they're no slouch on offense.
Yeah, for sure. I think Imhotep's shown so far that they have a lot of raw talent on offense.
And Imhotep jumped in a big way. One more look.
More than just a jump. That's a shove. I mean, could be an unsportsmanlike.
I don't think you're going to get that call at this point in the game. But there it is. Came all the way through and hit Machida. So now it is second down out there. So I believe that timeout that was called actually came before that last snap. It's still second down here.
So no longer victory. We're going to go for that first down.
Melman looks like he has it. First down, LaSalle.
Just a nice job. Little fullback handoff. Melman using his size, getting through that line, offensive line. Look at that blocking. Set up, just shoving their guys backwards, giving Melman room to his right. Able to pick up that first down.
Huge push up front, which I believe is for the win.
Will be.
Looks that way. They still have the 2 timeouts on the board for Imhotep. And that is incorrect. Very good.
I did some on-the-site investigations, made some interviews while you were doing your
yeoman's work up here in the booth. Look at him.
But I have Imhotep quick math at no timeouts left.
We don't pay Tyler Kearns for his looks.
Well, we might.
It might be part of
Apparently
it.
Not for his English either.
A minute 8 to play. Nothing but a victory formation between LaSalle and the win. We'll bring you back inside our booth for the Casey's Alley postgame show, where you should go after the game tonight and every night. Casey's Alley, our partners in Ambler, and the postgame show coming up next.
Really good showing by LaSalle tonight, though. I think they showed really disciplined football, minus, we won't talk about that touchdown return. But other than that, I think
let's talk about that in a way to complement the defense. They gave up 12 points and only 6 of them, only 1 touchdown. A first-quarter touchdown came at the behest of the Imhotep offense.
That's exactly what Rob was talking about earlier. It's been really impressive showing from this defense on LaSalle side. Like, John Steinmetz runs a tight ship, always has. They got some big players, and Trainer and Savage on defense, who kind of everyone else rallies behind. I think it's been you like to see that big old celebration for the first win of the game.
And that is all she wrote. Clock will tick down at 12 right now. They won't need another snap, obviously. And the LaSalle College High School Explorers, who started 1-4 last year with a strong schedule and a difficult one, they're starting the season with that same schedule. Game 1, a win, 15-12 over Imhotep, the reigning eastern side of the state champs at the 5A level, and the reigning state runners-up. Abdul Carter, a great day defensively. Jalen DeVos, a great day offensively, as well as Sam Brown. And let's talk about Rob Tatum, guys. Big spots, 2nd down and long, 3rd down needing to get to the line to gain, and Rob Tatum was there. Jack Machida did everything you could ask for him here tonight. A little bit with the legs, a little bit with the arms, and very sure-handed there at the quarterback position. A good start for him. Most importantly, a healthy start. Jack Machida, the era continues here at LaSalle for the junior quarterback. And the offensive line, I'll say as well, guys, they did a great job coming up big in the second half and started to wear down a strong Imhotep D-line.
We talked about it at the top, Bob. The battles were going to be won in the trenches, and very cliche football sort of analogy to make, but, it was the case tonight. We saw it. LaSalle's offensive line not able to get much of a push up front in the first half, but, came out strong in the second half and really took over this game. Opened up some incredible holes for the backs for Brown and DeVos, and, here we are.
Bob Long, Rob Stott, Tyler Kern, Mara Long on camera. We're going to get a shot of the student section and the band, as there's a time-honored tradition here at LaSalle College High School. Every game, win or lose, the alma mater is played, and they will stick their helmets high into the air at the conclusion of the song, as all hail LaSalle College High School. LaSalle a winner, 15-12 over Imhotep, and we're going to bring you now inside our office once again for the night for the Casey's Alley postgame show. Gentlemen, a great start here for LaSalle, down 12-3 at the half. The way they came out in that second half was very impressive, both on the defensive side of the football Imhotep never seriously challenged for another touchdown. And on the offensive side of the football, it was about running the football downhill behind the big bodies, Kenny O'Kane, Jake DeLuca, and co. They were tremendous in the second half. That's the difference in the football game.
Quite literally, Bob and Tyler, was a tale of two halves. This offense, came out struggling in the first half, not able to get much going. But went into the half off of a huge mistake as well, giving up the touchdown to end the first half. Come out, talk about they need to make adjustments, need to do a lot up front, get the offensive line clicking. Defense needed to step up big. Everything happened the way it needed to happen for this team tonight. And, Machida, has to feel great for him. First game back after injury, after a season having to sit on the sidelines and come out and lead this team to a win.
Yeah, I completely agree. Focusing on that second half, that offense came out multi-dimensional. I mean, behind Sam Brown, he really – man, that running game they have is really strong, and Machida shows that not only can he run, he can pass. He made some good passes there at the end. LaSalle showed some character, and defense just came to play tonight. Both halves, they did really well. Surprisingly, got some really good penetration up front with only 3 men, and kudos to Carter and Savage, especially on defense. They had a heck of a game.
I think what you're going to see this year is the strength of this team is going to be the lines. We had some questions about the offensive line, a lot of new faces. But then the running back core, Jalen DeVos and Sam Brown. You mentioned Sam Brown, and he makes some of the big plays, but Jalen DeVos can get you big-time yardage in important situations. And, guys, a really good blocker as well, a guy who's unafraid to go out there and work as a fullback. Tim Millman does a great job with the fullback position as well, and I think this is about getting downhill and getting Jack Machida out there on the run, whether it's throwing the ball outside the pocket or finding a seam and getting upfield with his legs. Very impressive game here tonight, and I think big expectations for this LaSalle team going forward. Guys, anything more from you?
You hit it all. I mean, the only other thing I can think to add is that, for defenses, talking about Machida, talking about Brown, and DeVos, defenses are going to have to make a decision on what they want to focus on. And it's going to put a lot of pressure on them, whether that's Machida and his legs or his arm, or trying to stop the run up front. And, you're going to have to lean on one of those things and try to stop it, and it's just going to let LaSalle kind of do its thing with the other.
You guys kind of hit the nail on the head. I just say hopefully have a good, healthy, successful Explorer season.
There you go. And Imhotep, I think a strong team as well at the 5A level. They're going to be really tough to beat in the public league in general, and then throughout the 5A state playoffs. I think that's a team, again, Deshaun Seals, Jalen Sutton Christian. Boy, St. McLeod, he is powerful at the running back position. I think you're seeing 2 teams here tonight that are going to seriously compete for both of their respective classifications throughout their league titles and perhaps onto the state level. So, appreciate everybody's time here tonight. It's been great. It's been a lot of fun. We got the good folks from LaSalle College High School down below us, just off camera.
B-list celebrities now, Bob.
B-list celebrities.
We're moving up in the world.
You got to love it. Have a good night, everybody. For Rob Stott, Tyler Kern, Mara Long on camera, I am Bob Long saying so long here from the Germantown Super Site. The 2019 season is underway, and in a big way. LaSalle a winner, 15-12 over Imhotep. We'll see you next Friday, 7 o'clock p.m. against North Penn.